Once upon a time, there was a young girl named Ronke, a dark-skinned beauty cherished by her loving parents, Mr. and Mrs. Adeniyi. They adored her deeply, and Ronke, in turn, held her parents close to her heart. Ronke attended girls' senior high school in Oyo State, where she was in her final year, SSS 3A. She belonged to the art department, a subject she was passionate about, and she dreamt of going to university to further her education. At just 18, her ambition and enthusiasm for learning shone through. One day, the long-awaited news arrived. Ronke had been admitted to Hope Girls University in Ibadan. Mr. Adeniyi was ecstatic, proud that his daughter had taken her first step toward a brighter future. The night before Ronke left for school, her parents sat her down and gave her heartfelt advice about the journey ahead. "Ronke," her father began, "you are about to enter a new phase of life. Be cautious and choose your friends wisely. Stay close to girls who are smart, who fear God, and who care about their studies. Always remember, you are our daughter." Mrs. Adeniyi added, "Don't be swayed by the wrong crowd. Do your best, and God will take care of the rest." Ronke smiled at her parents, feeling the weight of their words. "Yes, Daddy. Yes, Mummy. I promise to make you proud," she said with a determined heart. When Ronke arrived at Hope Girls University, she met a cheerful girl named Ola, who took her around the campus. "You're lucky to be here, Ronke. This school is the pride of the nation," Ola said with a smile. At first, Ronke was focused and diligent, but as time passed, she began to drift away from her parents' advice. She got mixed up with the wrong crowd, and soon even the teachers noticed the change. Once known as a good girl, Ronke's reputation began to shift. Her parents, who had such high hopes for her, would be heartbroken if they knew. One Monday morning, Ronke and her friends, Olamide and Tiwa, hatched a reckless plan to sneak out of school. Without permission, they headed to a nearby hotel called JJC Hotel, where they met a boy named Iomide. He quickly took an interest in Ronke, telling his friend Shola that he wanted to marry her. But Ronke, now rude and arrogant, dismissed Iomide outright. Despite her attitude, Iomide persisted, and even approached Ronke directly to express his feelings. Again, she refused, her arrogance knowing no bounds. Meanwhile, Shola encouraged Iomide to pursue Ronke's friend Tiwa instead, and soon Iomide began trying to win her over. Tiwa, uncertain, told him she would think about it. When Ronke and her friends returned to school, they were caught and suspended for sneaking out. Humiliated, they were punished with cleaning the school grounds, a task that left them embarrassed as their classmates mocked them. Weeks passed, and though Iomide didn't hear back from Tiwa, Ronke eventually accepted his advances, and they began dating. Their relationship became official, but Tiwa started feeling distant from Ronke, sensing a change in her friend. One day, Tiwa asked Ronke where she was headed, noticing her flashy outfit. Ronke, irritated, brushed her off and stormed out angrily. Ronke's relationship with Iomide grew stronger, and they spent more and more time together, engaging in activities that deepened their bond. However, despite their romance, Ronke's behavior continued to deteriorate, and her parents grew increasingly worried. They had learned she was hanging out with bad influences and had gotten pregnant by another man, not Iomide. The news shattered Mr. and Mrs. Adeniyi's hearts. To make matters worse, Ronke was expelled from school. Alone and devastated, she cried, but there was no one left to console her. Meanwhile, Olamide and Tiwa, realizing the gravity of their mistakes, refocused on their studies, determined not to follow in Ronke's footsteps. Lesson: the friends you keep can either lift you up or bring you down. Always remember where you come from and never forget the values you were raised with.